I wondered if you could speak a little bit more about the scale of the program, what percentage of your borrowers actually have cell phone technology, and do you ever foresee a situation where P2P loans might be possible in the microfinance world, similar to like the Kiva model?
Sure. Okay, good set of questions. So in terms of our pilot, the mobile banking pilot is currently 2,000 clients, spread over about 20 villages. We've been running this for 6 months successfully. It includes putting credit lines on their phone. It includes them being able to do transactions with the local village grocer, who also tends to be our borrower, and she's also a cash point for them, so effectively a virtual ATM. Pilots run effectively, and the only reason that we're not rolling it out is the regulatory constraints, and we are now thinking as an act of civil disobedience we might roll it out nevertheless, but that's a separate question. In terms of the mobile penetration, among our customer base, and it varies, peri-urban, more rural, but our estimates are about 20% of our customer base, their households have mobile phones already, which is interesting because then that said to us, okay, there's an 80% untapped market, so we're also selling mobile devices. And we're doing that with Nokia, low-cost devices that are lower than what is available into the market. And in fact, there's a large company called Reliance that does mobile banking, and we did a pilot, and we got 10,000 customers in 10 days in Andhra Pradesh, which was a quarter of Reliance's mobile sales in that state of India. In a month, and we did it in 10 days. So it shows again that there's a huge demand that we can, number one, capture, but also piggyback on. But that's where we are on those two fronts. P2P loans, so internationally. So in India, you can't do it because MFIs, microfinance institutions, are not allowed to borrow from foreign sources. So most of these platforms become foreign sources. But clearly in other countries, both Kiva and now another initiative called MicroPlace do have retail, P2P loans that they mediate. Not in India, but certainly in other parts of the world. And I think it's a very good model. The only thing I would suggest that is, I like the idea of the for-profit version, and I've told my good friend Premal Shah of Kiva that the nonprofit's only going to get you so far, that it'd be great to see it as a for-profit. And you have to bundle enough loans that it makes sense. So for instance, when Kiva first came to us, aside from the regulatory constraints, they said, we'll give you $100,000 of loans. And we do $2.5 million a day, and that doesn't become viable for us. So you'll have to do this in a scalable way if it's really going to be making a dent in terms of changing capital flows.